This episode of Soldier Knows Best is brought to you by Carbonite. To me, the Samsung Galaxy Note 2 kickstarted the market for the big phone. Now Samsung is trying to follow up on that with the Samsung Galaxy Note 3 by improving the S Pen, making the screen slightly bigger and adding some more software features. And in this review, I'm going to take a look at all the things that make up the Galaxy Note 3 and is going to kick things off by taking a look at the design and the hardware. Now, the first two things you'll notice when you pick up the Galaxy Note 3 for the first time is that it is definitely lighter than the previous generation Galaxy Note 2. And then also too, you will notice the faux leather backing. Now, this back is not really leather at all, as you probably know. So even though the back plate isn't real leather, I think Samsung did a good enough a job to make the phone different from the Galaxy Note 2. And I think it's a welcome change. And I think the texture feel will be something that a lot of people will like. And so Samsung was able to slim down the bezel around the screen, but also too, the perimeter of the Galaxy Note 3 is now grooved and has little ridges in it, and that makes it better to hold, and it allows for a better grip. And so all of these things add up to Samsung being able to make this Galaxy Note 3 feel smaller in your hand compared to the Galaxy Note 2, but also add in a slightly bigger screen. Now, speaking of the display, the Galaxy Note 3 features a 5.7-inch display, which is up from the 5.5 inches of the Galaxy Note 2, and also it is a full 1080p display. And so this display is going to be bringing better color accuracy, and of course the size is going to make it great for playing back video on there. And then of course the display allows for more things to be happening on the screen, especially when it comes to multitasking, but I'll cover more about that in my software portion of this review. Now, I was going to take a look at the internal specs of this Galaxy Note 3. It is going to be featuring a 2.3 gigahertz quad-core processor, 3 gigabytes of RAM. It's going to be coming in 32 or 64 gigabyte storage configurations. It's going to be featuring LTE. It's going to have Bluetooth 4.0, all those other standard things you come to expect out of a phone nowadays. Now, the Galaxy Note line of cell phones is known for its battery life. This phone will be rocking a 3200 milliamp battery, and this battery is going to last you, I mean, for me, honestly, it lasts me a couple days before I even have to think about charging it. That's just with casual use and normal usage. So this phone is definitely good when it comes to battery management, and everything else with this phone is definitely solid as far as the internals. Now, just wrapping up this hardware section, I would say that the speaker is better. That's partly because it is placed at the bottom of the phone now instead of on the back like with the Note 2. Then also too, the removable back cover is still there, so you can swap out the battery, add your SIM cards, and add a micro SD card in there to bump up your storage capabilities. And then this phone is one of the first phones to feature a USB 3.0 charging port. So this is going to allow for faster charging and also faster syncing if you're trying to transfer data between this phone and your computer. And now it does come with a special cable for that, but if you are traveling a lot and you don't want to have that extra cable with you, you can still use a regular micro USB cable if you like that. But it's good to see that this phone does have that feature inside of it. And now let's move on and talk cameras. Now, the front-facing camera on this Galaxy Note 3 is a 2-megapixel shooter that can take 1080p video. And then the rear-facing camera has been upgraded just like the S4 to a 13-megapixel shooter. Now, I will say the pictures and videos are very sharp. Now, the resulting images and video that you take with this camera are going to be nice. Low light performance is good, just not better than the Nokia 1020 or the iPhone 5S. I would like to see the autofocus be improved a little bit, because when I went back and took a look at all the images I was taking with this phone, a lot of them were out of focus. And also some of the images are oversaturated. They don't really ruin the image a lot of the time, but that's one thing that I kind of gotten used to with Samsung cameras. But for the most part, I would say the camera is really impressive on this Galaxy Note 3. But then Samsung also had to go big with this camera by adding in a 4K video recording option. So you can actually record 4K video. You probably want to do it on a tripod because it really doesn't handle any type of shakiness very well, but it's a nice feature to have in a phone like this. And I'll upload another video showing some 4K sample video from the Note 3 shortly, so stay tuned for that. And now let's talk software. Now, the Galaxy Note 3 is an Android phone, so of course it is running Android 4.3 Jelly Bean with their Samsung TouchWiz UI on top of that. Now, this phone packs a lot of the same software features that we saw Samsung throw into the Galaxy S4. You have S Health, and also we just got done talking about the camera, so you have all those software features when it comes to dual camera mode, drama shot, sound to shot, animated photo, all those different things. And even with all these new software features, the performance of the phone is not bogged down at all. It just really flies with anything you throw at it, whether you're multitasking with the new multi-window, which can now support the same application open up twice. But also too, there's the new My Magazine application, which you can now slide up from the bottom. It's going to be a lot like Flipboard, where you have different news and different events from your social media or just regular news themselves. And I do like this feature that is kind of tucked away at the bottom of your phone. You just slide up and you have all this information. But really the main features that people are interested in with this Note 3 is going to be the features of the S Pen. The new software features that you will notice automatically, because it happens automatically once you pull the pen out, is Air Command. Now, Air Command is going to pop up with these options for having a new action memo or opening up Scrapbook or S Finder or Pen Window or Screen Write. Now the new action memo will allow you to write down something like a phone number or the URL to a website, and now you can save that information to a contact, or you can choose to go ahead and open it up just from that memo just by selecting on it, and now you can dial that phone number, or you can go directly to their website. And this is something that's really just taking notes to another level. And then the new S Note application shows off the improved handwriting recognition, and also too they have this EG chart function, which will allow you kind of just to scribble on a chart, and it'll make it nice and neat for you. You can edit that. And again, it's going to be great for professionals or people who are in the business or corporate world who need to do a lot of charts and stuff like that. And then there's S Finder, which is going to have all the different tags from things you may have on your phone, from notes or action memos. I mean, it'll have all that stuff tagged so you can quickly find that information on this phone, because a lot of people have a lot of stuff on there, and just by using the S Pen and S Finder, you'll be able to locate that information easily. And then you have something like direct pen input, which will allow you to write down your alarm now, which is something that you may not think about a lot, but it's so much easier to just to write down your alarm if you have your pen out already, and go ahead and set that. And that's just an example of, again, the improved handwriting recognition with this Note 3. So I really like the S Pen from the Galaxy Note 2, and Samsung just really made it better. Now the one thing that sticks out like a sore thumb with the software on this Note 3 is S Voice. Now S Voice is supposed to be like Siri for iOS, but it's just not there yet. It's not really fast. It's just a little too robotic. It's just, I mean, it's really just not the personal assistant that you're looking for. But Google has already made Google Now, which is that. That's everything that Siri can do plus some. And the Samsung has kind of elected to keep S Voice on there as default. Now, you can still activate Google Now by holding down on the home button and then pressing the button that's down in the bottom middle. But I think Samsung should go ahead and make that default over S Voice. And that's really just the one thing with the software that I can see that's kind of glaring to me. And so without spending all day talking about all the little different software tweaks with this phone, I mean, you can go to their website and look at every single thing. But Samsung, like the S4, they just threw everything in there, and you're probably going to like something out of it, which is definitely a good thing. If you're not using something, it's not a bad thing, just don't use it. But you have everything you really want to do with a phone inside of this Galaxy Note 3. And so all in all, when I take a look at this Galaxy Note 3, I see a phone that's going to be the best for productivity. If you're somebody who is a multitasking, or you need to jot down notes if you're a student in class, or if you're somebody in the corporate world or business world that you need to take down a lot of different things, do graphs and stuff like that, this phone is going to be perfect for you. If you're a multimedia person, you like to watch videos on a big screen, it's going to be the phone for you. And if you like all the different features of the S Pen, if you like, again, to write down a lot of stuff, this is going to be the phone for you. Now, me personally, this phone is still a little too big for my everyday phone. If you're not really doing a lot of that stuff, you're just using it for Facebook, Instagram, checking emails and taking phone calls and texting, this phone may be a little bit too big for that. But I know there's a lot of people, and there's a huge market for people who like a phone of this size. Now I will tell you that this Galaxy Note 3 is the best big phone on the market right now. And so if you want to pick up this phone, it's going to be available for $299 on a 2-year contract, available on Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, and Sprint. And this has been my review of the Galaxy Note 3. Leave your comment down below what you think about this giant super phone. And thanks for watching this video, guys, and I will catch you later. Peace. Today's sponsor is Carbonite. Carbonite Online Business Backup is a backup solution which is automatic and is for your computers, your hard drives, your servers that may be at your home office or your small business. But say something happens to your computers, like they crash or somebody breaks in and steals them, you'll still be able to access all of your files that were backed up, because Carbonite does that automatically, and you and your employees can even access them on a smartphone or an iPad with the free Carbonite app. So for a low flat fee, Carbonite will keep your business protected no matter how many computers you have, and you can start a free trial right now, no credit card needed, at carbonite.com with the offer code SOLDIER today, and you'll get 2 months free if you decide to buy. Again, that's carbonite.com, and the offer code for 2 months free is SOLDIER.